We saw this story in today's Pioneer Press, an app to help folks who are out and about. Brendan is volunteering. He would like to be a part of this. What do you think your role should be with your nightlife endeavors?
Well, you know, it's up and down, but I think that'd be a fun follow. I think that'd be a good follow.
Well, let's find out about this. Coach Samuel is nice enough to join us. Coach, thanks for coming on.
Hey, good afternoon.
The name of the app is?
Avabar.
Avabar. Okay. How does Avabar stand out among the myriad of apps which are out there?
Well, I think the best way to describe it is, you have your check-in apps like Foursquare. You have your social networking technology like Facebook, and you have drink deals apps. You have dating apps like Tinder or whatnot.
Yep.
Basically, imagine all of those had a baby in one interface, and you have Avabar. So you don't have to go to multiple places. You can do it in one. And more specifically, it's geared around the nightlife.
So it's skewed probably 20, 30, and 40-year-olds. Am I about right?
That's a safe bet, absolutely. But it can appeal to anybody, but that is our primary demographic, yes.
Okay, so I download this, and I use it how?
Well, it's a great question. There's one of three ways that Avabar can benefit you. One is finding places that are busy or with the people you're interested in. And the reason why I say that is I don't know how many people have spent time, I know I have, going places, you walk in the door, a place is dead.
Yep.
You go to the next place, and not you're seen, and so on. So one thing is it helps you find places that you're interested in. Two is, I always joke that I'm from India, so I'm genetically cheap. So I always want to find a good drink deal, but it's hard to find drink deals tailored to what I want. So what the system allows you to do is enter in your three favorite drinks, and you can find, in real time, targeted drink specials specific to what I like. And third was finding people you're interested in. As you know, going out, meeting other people,
yep,
whether it be in a dating circumstance or otherwise, it can be tough, and this facilitates that.
So let me stay with the drink specials. Are you working right with the businesses, or do you have people who are going to these places who are letting other individuals on Avabar know what's going on?
It's a combination of both, actually. We're working very closely with some liquor companies, namely 612 Brew, Johnson Brothers, Phillips, to name a few. As well, we're working with a lot of bars locally, whether it be Poorhouse, Rouge at the Lounge, Aqua, any number of other bars. We're in about 40 to 50 bars in Minneapolis. And what the system allows you to do is it's a combination of both, whether it be somebody finds a drink deal and automatically posts out to their social that they found a great deal, or it can be the bar itself can promote a particular drink special, or it can be from the liquor company.
Because let me go back to your example. People are out and about. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever night might be. And let's say you're a group that wants to go to a place where there's a lot of people.
Sure.
The bar is not going to say, hey, I got to let you know, we're dead tonight. Nobody's here. Do you need the other folks who are on there to say, hey, I was at fill in the blank. Right now it's 9:30. Nobody's here. We're going somewhere else.
Sure. There's a couple ways you can do it. Obviously, there's the messaging component of it, yes. But one of the things that we have is what are called heat maps, where you go in and in real time you basically have a bird's eye view of whatever radius you want. You can see the places that are either by how busy they are, like number of users there that are checked in, or more specifically, it can be by the people you're interested in meeting. For example, if I'm a single person and I'm interested in a particular person, I can set my search criteria to look for that particular type. And even if a place is dead, per se, but it has my type of person,
okay,
that still might be incentive for me to go there.
Coach Samuel's with us. We're talking about his app here, Avabar. Now, how lengthy is your list of information you have to give when you sign up? Because in your most recent example, maybe you're going to a place, but it's fairly quiet, but you're looking for a gal, as an example, and somehow the description of her is exactly who you're looking for.
Yep, and I will tell you, as far as the setup, I'm going to be candid. I'm always very honest. In the short term, our setup takes a little bit of time, but I believe it's time well spent in terms of identifying who you are, what you like to drink, where you like to go, but also who you're interested in, what they like to do, where they like to go. And then what the system does is it matches those two against each other, and it'll show you the percentage you match to somebody. So you can choose what level of involvement or what level of effort you want to take in setting up the app, but the more time you spend, the better the results are. And we're always looking at ways to improve that, but it's worth, and I always say it this way, it takes less time than it takes to order a drink at a lot of bars, and it's less painful than getting rejected because you didn't have the right icebreaker.
That's true. And then, obviously, there's no way to make people tell the truth in what they're saying. I mean, that's the filter you face if you're out and about.
Well, I can tell you that's how I met my wife. It was all lies.
You're okay now in saying that. Maybe not at the beginning. Okay, so you're at a place. Someone is there you're interested in. You then can send something through the app to say, hey, I'm over here by the bar if you're interested. How does it work when you're actually in the same location?
Absolutely. And there's a couple things about that. One is the only way you can send somebody a message is if you're both checked into the same bar. And we did that intentionally because we didn't want some knucklehead in his underwear at home pinging girls all over town. So you had to be in the same place. And yes, you can. There's a series of little icebreakers. Do you want to meet at the bar? Do you want to dance? Can I buy you a drink? You want to buy me a drink? So on.
You've spent some money on this. I saw in the Pioneer Press story that some investors, $800,000. Is that right?
Around about, yes.
That's a lot of dough. When will you know if this app has really succeeded?
Well, we have some definite key performance indicators, but what I always go back to is the term stickiness. Is if our users are not only downloading it, but they're actually using it, it becomes part of their everyday night or every night process. But we definitely have some internal numbers, but I'll tell you right now we're on track to hit those numbers. Right now we're in 5 markets: Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Sioux Falls, Fargo, and Madison, and so far the data has been pretty good, very favorable.
So what does it cost, sign up for the app?
The download is actually free.
Okay.
It doesn't cost anything to users at all.
And when and how are you making your money then?
Great question. It's funny. There's a million apps out there, and 99% of them don't make any money. Even some really popular ones that you probably heard of.
I got a feeling though those investors that put in $800,000, they'd like to make some money.
Amen to that, and trust me, I hear about that every day. Basically, what we did was it couldn't just be about a fun experience for our users. We also spent a lot of time and put a lot of thought into building a comprehensive business backend that could provide our commercial clients with something monetizable for them, therefore it'd be monetizable for us. So yes, we did put there's a variety of different monetizations for them.
What is the next tool you'd like to add to the app, which you think would bring more people to it?
Sure, absolutely. We're actually already in process with a couple of them. I hesitate to give you them. I'll tell you they're very fun. But one of them will actually be, right now we talked about sending some pre-canned messages back and forth. But actually within the app itself, we're going to be doing true instant messaging where you can actually have a conversation with the person you're interested in. That's one example. Because
some of this has to be safety, right? A lot of it is on the user, but occasionally we get a sad story and then somehow it could be online, it could be an app where people meet. And I suppose you're trying to help people as much as you can, deferring adult judgment to the adults that they know as much as possible before they meet somebody.
Absolutely. There's a couple pieces that, safety was paramount in conceiving the business. In fact, one of the things we want to make sure, especially for women, that this is a safe and fun experience. So we have a variety of different safety measures within the app in terms of visibility, security. In fact, there's one function on that we call it putting on your sunglasses, where one tap and you go off the grid, you quote-unquote put on your sunglasses, and you can just have a night out with the girls, for example, and not be bothered by any guys.
Oh, okay.
You still have access to the drink special and so on. Again, safety is critical to the fun experience of going out.
Coach, I enjoyed the conversation. We'll follow what's going on. Best of luck, sir.
Hey, I appreciate it, Chad. Have a great day.
You also. Coach Samuel with this. Avabar is the app. I want to react to this. I would love to hear from some people through a text or a phone call. Apps. Maybe you've used Avabar. But Brendan and I were at Poor House. What was that? That was about a month ago or so. And
yeah, about that.
They came up to us and asked us. They were telling us a little bit about it. That's why I kind of rang a bell a little bit when we saw the story today. But if you've used an app or two.
When I signed up for it, remember?
Out and about. That's exactly right. Well, you did a lot of things that I don't know we want to go over at this point. Yeah. Well, we could. It would really spice up the last segment.
Just follow me on Avabar. You can figure it all out.
It would also be your last segment here. But if you use apps out and about, I'd like to hear from people. And it is going to skew younger. And that's part of what we're trying to do here and keep folks who a little bit older, but also include people a little bit younger. Maybe there are folks who are a little bit older and use apps like this when they're out and about. I think he's right on that fine line at the end of, okay, there's a safety component And how do you do that? Well, there's also a safety component if you meet somebody without an app.
Yeah, and that's
right?
it. I think that security feature is good because when we've done conversations on some apps. Remember, there was one where it would if you got near somebody and they're on the app and you were on the app, it would bring you a list of like their hobbies and books that they like and movies they like, and then you'd have the picture, and it was almost so much personal information. And so if you can do a way of bringing people together but keeping it somewhat safe and secure, that seems like a win for a business model.
Yeah, I mean, the safety. Yeah, you're right. There's a safety issue if you're meeting somebody at a bar without the app. But when you get to apps like this, one of the big concerns is stalking. Obviously, is somebody being able to track somebody and figure out where they're at and trying to find them when that person doesn't want that to happen. And it sounds like they're very cognizant of that, and they're trying to build in features to protect against that.
And that's kind of where I think that this type of app will go in general with everybody, right? Because you just want to make sure you keep these things as interactive but safe as possible.
I think they have to do that. They have to go above and beyond to make sure if something terrible happens, even if whatever app is not tied to it, but somehow tangentially they're tied to it, you're in a bad spot. You just are in a bad spot. So if you've used apps like this when you're out and about, love to hear from you. Text me 81807, 81807, or a phone call, 651-989-9226. This means we could take a call.